Hi, welcome back to Worldcraft Logistics. My name is Nigel and today we'll be discussing the pros and cons of FCL and LCL shipping. No, neither method is superior, it just depends on which is more suitable for your needs. Often depending on the size and volume of your cargo will dictate which one you need to use. So moving on with FCL first, the pros, right? Number one, less stops equaling faster transit time to the final destination or to our warehouse. When I say less stops, let me elaborate a little bit more. So once a container arrives to the port of discharge, it will take about 3 to 5 days for the shipment to become available and an additional day for us to pick up and deliver to our warehouse. If this was LCL, there's an additional step. It'll take about 3 to 5 days extra days for it to become available and for us to pick up. Let me explain now since I'm comparing it. So for LCL, it will take 3 to 5 days for the shipment to unload off the vessel, an additional 3 to 5 days for it to be delivered to the bonded warehouse. That bonded warehouse will break up the container amongst all the importers that are sharing that container space, and then it'll take about another day or so for us to pick up. So as you can see, it's going to take an additional step, which is 3 to 5 days extra long compared to FCL shipping. Number two, for FCL, fewer parties handle your cargo. This also helps reduce the chances of cargo damage, and as well, if there is any damage, it will be much easier to backtrack to see where it happened. Number three, the whole container you are using will be yours, meaning you could stuff and maximize the full space. This as well is going to help maximize the profit. Number four, you don't have to worry about sharing the space with the other importers. As well, this helps reduces the odds of getting held by US Customs. Moving on to the cons for FCL. Number one, if there is a US Customs delay or customs hold in general, you will be responsible for the full cost of the hold or delay. Number two, you can also face full cost of the demurrage fees if there are any delays due to the holds. Number three, if you do not maximize the full space of the container, you are losing profit. All the space that is not being used is considered dead space. Now moving on to the LCL pros. Number one, this option can be more cost efficient if you are shipping 18 CBM or less. Number two, you pay for what you ship, calculated by the CBM, carton count, and weight. Now moving on to the cons for LCL shipping. You have a higher chance of getting held by US Customs. The reason why is because since you are sharing the space with multiple importers, if one of the other importers has documentation error or something minor, it could cause a red flag, and this will definitely increase the chances of being held by customs. Everyone that is sharing that container will be obligated to pay the exam fees, usually calculated by the CBM. Moving on to number two, if there are any delays or holds from US Customs, you can expect to see an additional CFS waiting time fees. Number three, there's going to be more stops. So just as I mentioned earlier, comparing it to the FCL, there's an additional step for LCL shipping, which is once the shipment is discharged from the port, it's going to take an additional 3 to 5 days for the shipment to be delivered to the bonded warehouse, where they will separate the container and have it ready for pickup. And again, this takes an additional 3 to 5 days. Last but not least, higher chance of cargo damage since there will be more parties handling your cargo. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. As well, I'll be leaving my direct contact info on the description box. See you on the next one.